Hello, welcome to day 27, and the quotation for today is by Viktor Frankl. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. So, it's a big freedom I'm giving you. It's a big freedom I'm not giving it to you. You have it. I'm just unlocking it, helping you unlock it. I want to start going through the books from the book list to just give you a little tidbit on each one. It's a big list, and there's even more books than that I've read since I began this journey, but a lot of them go way beyond where you're at right now, so there wouldn't be any reason to recommend them to you. Maybe in the next book. In the next book, I think I'm going to help people understand what their intuition is, and through the daily activities, feel what the intuition feels like, your gut feeling, your inner knowing, and then discernment, how to determine the inner voice, whether it's your ego persona voice or your actual soul's voice. So book 2 should be something like that. I do have a third book in my mind. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be writing for a while. But anyway, the first book on the list, for the book list, is called Divine Design by Lori Ladd. She wrote it in 2022, which might be the most recent book here. And it's a channeled book. If you don't know what a channeled book is, I mean, it just came to her. It wasn't her. She didn't do research, and like no one told, that wasn't a story. She didn't experience, like she experienced the message coming into her and wrote it. And the reason I like it so much is because it's the story of Earth's story from the beginning. Earth and Earth's birth and Earth's purpose in the beginning and how it got changed. And what I really liked about it was there's no religious references, which I'm not an atheist or anything, but for me, learning how much of history has been erased and changed, I imagine religions are also manipulated to create a certain follower. Let me just say it like that. And so I kind of don't follow religion, I follow God. I follow my energy, my intuition, and I don't need a book or a religious doctrine to tell me how to be a good person. I just am. So in her book there were no religious references of anything, which I liked, because then I could just focus on the actual story of Earth and the frequencies and all of that. And I found it very interesting. It might not be for everyone, and I'm going to say this about all the books. Google them, research the authors, and research what the book's about. Hear what people review and say about it, because not every book that I read is going to resonate with you. So do research, and you'll get at least one where you'll say, oh, I think I really want that one. That's the one that sounds like it has what I need. That's what you have to do. It's not like I'm telling you, go read all of these books, because I loved them. And I've read most of them more than once. But no, it's more like use your own energy to decide which one's good for you. This was actually, okay, The Secret is the second one on the list, and I have it in Audible. So I don't have the actual book, and I listened to it on Audible. But that book came out quite a while ago, and there's a movie about it, and most people know about it, and most people know about the message of it. So it's a good one to validate what we're doing here and why you're doing what you're doing. If you're trying to explain to people what you're doing and why you're doing it, you could just reference The Secret, and maybe they'll get it. Maybe they watched the movie. And the third book on the list is actually the first book I picked up, which isn't true. I picked up her first book called The Happy Medium, because I was wondering if I'm psychic, which I am. But at the time I was reading this, she was getting ready to launch this one, so I got it. And guess what? Your Soul Purpose. So There is a sole purpose. I don't really remember what she said about it. This is really good, light reading, good introduction to things. Also, I would recommend this one too. I like her. I always liked watching her on TV, and she writes in the same kind of voice, which is easy to digest. So I won't feel too against whatever you're thinking about things. It might just be enlightening in a light way. Number 4 on the list is The Four Agreements, a little bit heavier, but this is a good book to read when you're trying to figure out what you're going to be, because through my micro steps, you're really stripping away the old you and getting down to the core you, but then once you're at your core, what are you? It's like if you took all the wax off of a wick of a candle, now you're left with the wick. And the wick really doesn't mean anything without the wax, right? It's not a candle without the wax. So what are you going to put back in to your persona and your being, which is all the fun, happy things you're doing, but you also have to survive in this life right now. And how are you going to do that? So The Four Agreements is a good way to do that, to kind of figure out what's the right way to navigate with the right mindset. Don Miguel Ruiz. And then I had One Truth, One Law, which I also have on Audible. I have the book somewhere, but I can't find it. Is this it right here? Oh, it is. I found it. It's right here on my desk. One Truth, One Law, I Am, I Create. I'm listening to that today, actually. It's just so... If anything, if the only book you get is this one, then it's going to be profound. It's going to validate everything I've asked you to do, and it's going to give you the reasons why. It's also a channeled book, so it's pretty profound. And I think you'll enjoy it. On Audible, it doesn't take long to listen to, and that's why I got Audible, because I like to knit while I'm listening to my books. So that's a good one. And then the next one is Outwitting the Devil. I read this a ton of years ago, and it was so interesting the way it's written in the devil's voice. That was a little bit creepy, scary, but it's like this interview with the devil, and while this person is interviewing the devil, it's like you figure out all the tricks that the devil plays on us and all of the narcissists in the world and everyone who's trying to control us, all the tricks they play on us to make us comply with what they want. So it shows you how you're being controlled. Hidden Sense. Yeah, it's a really interesting book, but it's quite long. It's kind of big writing, but it was very interesting. Let me put it that way. If you're not trying to go deep and you just want a good, like, that's a good one. Another one by Don Miguel Ruiz is The Mastery of Self. I skipped The Pursuit of Happiness. I also have that on Audible. I don't have the physical book. And then this one is The Pursuit of Happiness. And again, it's pretty much reiterating all the things I've been trying to say to you and teach you in the book. And I feel like all of these will validate what you've learned in the last 30 days, which is why I'm recommending them. Because in one way or another, they're going to validate that you made a good choice in getting the book and doing the 30 days and adding all of these new tools to your tool belt of life. And the next book is, it's already 9 minutes. Maybe I'll save the rest of these for tomorrow. There's 6 left. Yeah, I'll save the rest of these for tomorrow. But keep up with your daily activities. I know we're getting to the end and it's easy to slack off, but realize this is a life journey you're on. You're doing this to change your life. You're not doing this to have fun for a couple of days. These are life changes. And the only way the changes are going to stick is if you just keep doing them. Keep doing them. Because you're going to notice the difference. You're going to notice the difference in your self-control, And once you realize there's so many ways to use that self-control, so many ways, then I've written here, so many ways in affecting others and creating happiness wherever you are, in any situation. I mean, who could want more than that? I think we started the book with chaos. The world's so chaotic right now, and it is. It's upside down. Things are going wonky, and it's really kind of mind-boggling when you've lived as long as I have, and certain structures are crumbling, and you're like, oh, I never thought I'd see that, you know? And you start wondering, like, what's happening to the foundation. Well, that shouldn't be the foundation. Whatever's going on in D.C. shouldn't be our foundation. Whatever's going on in China or Russia or the Middle East or Europe or South America doesn't affect us. And even, you know, I'm in Texas. Things are going on in California don't affect me. They don't affect me. I'm here in Texas. And even things that aren't happening in my neighborhood don't affect me. And once you realize that, you become the center of your whole existence, and only those things around you affect you. Yeah, if they change laws, they change laws. We figure out how to live our life with those laws. But until it happens, there's no reason to be worrying about it. So anyway, I rambled a little bit. I'll let you go. I'll see you tomorrow.